Hello everyone! This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week. Thank you for checking in. Well, I would wager that this is going to be a more brief review one way or another, because the subject matter in question isn't necessarily the most complicated in the world. McDonald's, they've actually been releasing, comparably to the last few years anyway, they've been releasing a good amount of items in the last few months. They recently brought back the snack wraps, they had that nostalgia meal. Well, now they've premiered a new sauce. Is this sauce going to be the gold standard as far as dipping sauces are concerned? That's what this review is going to determine. Yes, indeed, it is a new dipping sauce, and I don't know necessarily how enthused people are about this, but I've gotten a few requests, so the interest definitely is there, and I am curious as well. It's interesting branding, you'll see in a moment, interesting concept, so we'll see. I made that whole play about the gold standard because McDonald's, for a limited time, is releasing their special edition gold sauce. So it's supposed to be gold, and I'm going to be thoroughly disappointed if it is not golden in color. And what it is supposed to be, anyway, is, as they describe, a harmonious blend of vinegar, North Carolina barbecue sauce. This is sort of a play also off of the Carolina Gold BBQ Sauce, that whole play on the sauce there, but also with a combination of flavors and notes of honey, mustard, and then smoke. Hopefully good smoke. They didn't emphasize what type of smoke, so, that could be anything. It could be a nice, pleasant, like a wood smoke to it, or it could be like industrial waste that's burning or something like that. They didn't mention the exact type of smoke. Just smoke. So we will see. It is available either as a sauce packet, which is what I got, because it's just the sauce. So I figure this is the best way to try, really see how it is. However, you could also add it to a snack wrap or their McCrispy chicken sandwiches. But again, when the only addition to those items would be this special edition gold sauce, and since the sauce is available independently, i.e. you could use it to dip perhaps some McNuggets in, or some French fries, etc., then I figure just trying out the base itself is, I think, it's more important, because that way you could tell, okay, if the sauce is good, then it'll probably complement the snack wrap and the McCrispy all right, and if it's bad, it's probably going to be bad all around. I got 4-piece chicken McNuggets for the price of $2.89, and the sauce does come, I believe, complimentary, but they limit only one sauce packet per order. Just keep that in mind. But it's the special edition, and it's gold. Actually, the packaging, you can see it is does have a shine to it. And now the moment of truth. Is it actually gold, right? How am I going to be able to live with myself if it's not actually gold in color? Let's find out. This is the big reveal. This is what we've all been waiting for. Okay, close enough. It's gold enough in color. So there you have it. It's more anticlimactic than I thought it would be, but there it is. Reminds me, it just smells to me like a honey mustard sauce, really. Standard McNuggets. Let's dip it in. From afar, you probably couldn't even tell this is dipped in the sauce, but you can see it is. And let's see how this is. See if it tastes any good. Special edition gold sauce from McDonald's going in. So, I didn't want to, I try to bridge the gap here. I didn't want to have my sights set too high, because mind you, the last review that I did, if you follow these regularly, was for that Chick-fil-A release that was, by my standards, abnormally good these days. And, I don't want to have the bar set to a point where it's almost unattainable, but at the same time, I don't want to go in with too low expectations either. And I was thinking that to myself as I was trying this out for a very distinct reason. They hype this up, alright, it's the gold sauce, and the whole special edition, and it's gold, and it's got all of these notes, honey and smoke, and mustard and vinegar, and it's like North Carolina barbecue sauce, and it's supposed to go perfectly with chicken. Okay. I understand to temper my expectations a little bit, in comparison to the previous review that I did, but at the same time, they're certainly hyping this up. Special edition, it's got all these different notes to it. I try it out, and the first thought that comes to mind is, it's not bad, but it's underwhelming. First thing I really thought was, wow, this is, I thought it was going to be a little more flavorful than it really ended up being. This is not a bold sauce by any means. And it's mostly a glorified honey mustard sauce, is what I noticed. It's like a watered down honey mustard sauce with some special branding and some hype behind it. And that's about it. Does it pair nicely with the chicken? Yes, it does. Complements it well. It's not bad. It doesn't taste bad. It's actually a fine pairing with the McNuggets. Therefore, I would say it certainly would be fine on a McCrispy sandwich or on the snack wrap. But at the same time, don't expect this to be the most flavorful sauce in the world. And don't expect it to have necessarily all of the notes that they say that it has either. Trying this out, like I said, it's like a weak honey mustard sauce. I could taste it, sure, but I thoroughly dipped the nugget in this sauce, and even so, you could taste it, but it just wasn't really, the flavor was not strong at all, by any means or any measure, I should add. I'm sitting there, right, I'm not really tasting too much of the vinegar, I'm not really, because I've tried some of these gold barbecue sauces before, this didn't remind me of that at all. None of that smoky note to it, either. I'm thinking, okay, what makes this so different from a honey mustard sauce, aside from the fact that it's weaker? And you know what? I couldn't really tell you, because it tastes the same to me. As a matter of fact, I think a honey mustard sauce would be a little bit better than this, just as far as the flavor aspect is concerned. Not that this is necessarily bad, it's just something that I noticed, and you definitely would too. You'd be thinking, wow, wait a minute. For all this sauce, this is just the flavor that I'm getting? So, it's underwhelming. It's one of those items, like I said, it's not bad, but it's underwhelming. You're gonna go into this with your expectations, even if they're already tempered a little bit, like mine were. You're still gonna go into this, and you're still, even regardless of what I'm saying here today, you're gonna go into this, and you're still gonna think it's gonna be a little more flavorful than it actually ends up being. That's just the way that it's going to be. You're going to try it out, and then you're going to think, wait a minute, did I put as much on this as I think I did? You're going to look at it, and then you'll realize, yeah, it's just not that strong of a sauce. So, It doesn't need to be overpowering, mind you, but it certainly should be a little more flavorful, and I wish it hit the notes that they actually said it would hit. So I'm a little disappointed in that. Like I said, it still tastes good for what it is. You know, it's a dipping sauce. Okay, complements the chicken, no problem there. It would be fine on the wrap or the sandwich, no issues. Right, so the sauce itself is acceptable. That's probably the word that I'd use. It's acceptable, but still underwhelming, is the best way that I would describe this as being. They hyped this up, and it just didn't play out, I think, the way that I was really hoping for it to. Special edition gold sauce, honestly, I could live just fine not having this again. I'm not really going to miss it much when it's gone. I've had far better sauces than this. If it were there and, it's the only thing to try, alright, fine, I'll have it again, and it works with the nuggets, etc., but all things considered, I've had better, and definitely could use a little bit of improvement. So out of 10, therefore, the special edition gold sauce from McDonald's, I'm going to give it, I mean, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's acceptable. 6 out of 10 is the score I'm going to give it. 6 out of 10 rating. Like I said, it's acceptable. You're not going to hate it, but it could certainly be a bit better as well. And that's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm your host, The Report of the Week.